Guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I finally finished my wedding album of the professional photos. I guess I should say wedding albums because I have two here. I actually bought this one at Michael's, and I had hoped to get all the professional photos into one album. And then I was at Goodwill or Savers, and then this one was $6, and it's basically the same. It's a little bit of like a whiter color, and this one's a little darker. But so I decided, okay, I'll split these into two, and then they're not so thick. I think that there's about 30 layouts that I'm going to go through. But yeah, so this is the wedding album of the professional photos. And this month we celebrated our 5-year anniversary, so it took me 5 years to just do the professional photos. And so before I had put all the layouts in here, I went ahead and did a layout share. So I thought that I would share it with you guys. So thanks for watching. Okay, so we'll start with this one. And I love this one. I have the pearls here and here. And this was like a full page that had these pretty things on the ends. And so I cut them around here and took out the middle part. So I really like how this turned out, this Craft a Clock cut apart. And I had this Just Married in my stash for a really long time. So it was nice to get that used up. And then this one was fun. This one was a sketch because it has the triangles. And usually if there's triangles in my layouts, it came from a sketch or a scrap lift. I really like this collection. And I love having the little bird here. And so this was our they had the sign Just Married here, and I just love it. So, and it's the same, I mean, this is the close-up of this picture that the photographer took, but I really like how this turned out, and with the tags down here. And I just love the mix of all the patterns. I really enjoy that. This one was a Graphic 45, and I love this collection. It's very blue and brown, so I don't use it all the time. But I just love that my album is this eclectic papers and everything together for the photos. And so this is just all of the like cut apart cards on here, and I have some foam underneath to help add dimension. And so I really like how that one turned out too. And then there's dimension here, so this middle part is popped up from this back part. And then this one this is kind of a half circle. I cut out the shells and put the tags in. This is Craft a Clock cut aparts, which I love, and then just some sayings that I've had in the stash for a while. You know, more of this mixing of patterns, which I love. This one is my bouquet, so I wanted to use this floral paper here, and it's so busy, but I really like the cut wood strips to help make the pictures not blend into the background too much. And so I like how this is. I have some die cuts that I put in all of my little clusters here. Another thing that was in the stash. So I like that one, and I just love that the paper is floral since I'm talking about my bouquet here. I just loved my bouquet. This one is one of the later ones. It's like a frame that's popped up here, so there's some dimension, and then the layout's kind of in the middle. It's just a simple layout. I like this hashtag wife. I didn't want to put Just Married on every single page, or, you know, I didn't really put a lot of titles because it is the wedding album. I don't need titles, and it's just the wedding album of the professional photos. So again, it's just titles I didn't feel was necessary for every page, but I like this hashtag wife. Oh, that's cute. And I just love these elements. This one's a very simple layout, but it's a sentimental one. These, I think, are Tim Holtz stickers, and they're the vellum stickers, the floral. So I kind of stacked them all on there. And this is just a picture of what's in my bouquet. I have the two very special people with me when I was little that have passed away, and then this ring belonged to my husband's mother who passed away. And so this one says heaven is a little closer by the beach, And so I really like this layout for its simplicity, and it just has a lot of meaning to it. So these next couple layouts are fun. This is Simple Stories collection, and I just love it. And it's the same collection, and I like how, so for my side of the layout, I did these blues and teals, and use these little flowers that came in the collection, and I really like it. And then in the middle, I have just the pictures, because the photographer took a bunch of pictures of each of me and my husband, singular, and I didn't want to do 10,000 layouts of them. And so I have this pocket page, and I didn't put anything in the pocket page. They are matted, the photos are matted to help them stay in the pockets tightly. But since there's so much going on this side of the layout, I decided that I would keep this simple and just show the photos, and then when you flip it over, it's the same thing for my husband. And so all of the photos that he took, and he took an up close picture of his boutonniere, which I just love. And so then next to my husband, or next to that side of the pocket page, is my husband's. And again, like I said, it's the same collection, but this is all the kind of browns and taupes that were in there. And I just loved this kind of boardwalk going towards him. And then I put the little bird on top. This is in the paper, but then the bird's on it, so it kind of adds some dimension to it. So I really kind of like that whole series there. And then this one's just a fun one. My husband was like acting goofy about taking photos and posing, and so the photographer's like, no, do that again. And so and then took pictures, and it's just funny, and it's the love of my life, this goofy guy. And then this is actually bits from our wedding invitations, some of the papers and everything. So this is one of the first ones I did, so I don't have too much of the beach themed paper in here. But like I said, I really liked it, how eclectic this album is. This one was fun. This was a sketch, and it had kind of like a window here. And so I had this window as an embellishment. And so I thought it would be fun to just put the pictures behind it. They kind of block the photos. But again, these are the same kind of photos, all the wedding album, all the professional photos. So I really like how this looked. And I put foam on the back of the photo. On the back of the window. So it has dimension and the photos are in there. So it doesn't bother me that I know it kind of covers the photo, but I really like how that turned out. And then having these clusters here, and this like tilted photo was something, or paper was something new too. So I like how that turned out. And then this is a 2-page, and the photographer told us to walk away, stop, kiss, and then walk back. And so it's that series of photos. And this is towards the beginning when I got back into it, and I wasn't gutting photos yet. Gutting papers yet. So these ones are actually a very thick layout, because I layered so many patterns and everything on here. And I love this. This is from Paper Studio? It's the Hobby Lobby brand, a paper pad they had. And so I love this like vintage looking seashell paper. And so this is the left side, and then this is the right side. And like I said, these are very hefty pages since I didn't gut the paper, but I like all the different layers that I added. I made this lighthouse with the cricket and the wheel here. This says happiness is barefoot on the beach. We didn't wear shoes, and so I thought that was a perfect little card from it. I don't know where that came from, but I like how this turned out with some glittery seashells. But it's so funny because it's a hefty page. So then these ones, they're not a 2-page, but I have them next to each other in the layout because they are the pictures taken towards sunset and into when it was getting nighttime. And I always find it hard with darker photos and night photos. And so I first did this layout, again with bits from our invitations. And I used this craft paper to kind of mimic that it's like a darker photo, and then I had this Mr. and Mrs. Wood sign. So I like how that looked. And then next to it, I'm putting this one, because I did the craft paper also to kind of mimic that, so that in the layout they are next to each other with these darker photos. I just love that the sun comes through us on here. The photographer did such an amazing job. These is like die cut flowers that I have. So I like how that, and did some cross stitch around the edges. So that turned out really cute. And then this one, the photographer also sent photos in black and white. And so I thought kind of a monochromatic layout would be fun. I say kind of because it's not really blue and white only, since I have my little clusters here. But for the most part, I have this background. I did these stenciling with some chipped sapphire back here, and this is a Scrap-A-Sketch stencil, and it's one of my favorites. So I have that back there with these just circles cut out. This Just Married I've had forever, so that's fun. And I really like that this smaller picture here is up in the corner. And then these are the glasses that we gave out as favors at the wedding. And this is a simple one. This one just shows some of the seashells, and this is just the beginning. And it's a fun, I just love this photo too. It's just one of my favorites, but this very fun, simple layout, some banners down here. I didn't do a lot of my clusters. I've tried to mix it up. I love putting everything that'll fit on a 12 by 12 layout on it and packing it in there, but I wanted to also have some pages that weren't too crazy within the album. So I like how that turned out. And this is that same Hobby Lobby paper pad. This one I really liked. The idea was to cut the photo and put it back together in strips. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have cut this one and left it together, because it kind of cuts down between us. And so if I was doing it again, I would leave this as a whole piece. But I do like how this turned out. I love this collection, and all the clusters I really like. And I just like how this looks being the bits of it. And we took this frame, I painted this frame, and wanted to take pictures in with the frame in the front, and so the photographer put it in the sand and then took a bunch of pictures with us in it, which you'll see. But I just love that, and so I wanted the colors to kind of mimic that frame, and it turned out really good. And I have it next to, oh, I thought it was next to a pocket page. Yeah, this one. This is the page that it's next to. And so it has that same collection, the same colors, and then it's just more poses that the photographer took with the frame. And then this is just some snapshots of the photographer, putting my dress out, making sure everything was good before he took the photo. And then on the back side is just some other fun poses. Apparently this is our mean pose. I didn't do much here. I just put a couple embellishments and some words. We belong together, Mr. and Mrs. I do. So that's just a fun pocket page there. And then so this one was I think Blue Fern Studio, and it's the 6x6 or 8x8 pad. And I took a page from each of those and put it together, and then I you can see I inked the middle here, and then I put this lace across the middle that way to kind of cover the seams going this way. But I just put, this is 49 and Market, and I just piled on all of their florals that they had. It was like this blue and brown thing. I really liked it. I don't remember the name of the collection, but these are those laser cut elements. And then this is a cut file from the 31 days of cut files with MK, and I didn't do anything to the cut file. I just stuck it in there, and I just really like how this turned out. I actually have this one on my wall in my scrap room because I just enjoy this one a lot. And this is, he told me to be surprised by his ring. Apparently that's what that is. But I really like how that one turned out. And then this one is just another bunch of photos of us posing with our glasses. Like I said, we gave them for wedding favors, and they have our date and everything on them. And this is a 49 and Market collection catch of the day, and I thought that was a fun title for the page, since I think my husband's a catch. Little cluster down here. I did some mixed media in the back, and then I think these are just some papers from the stash that I had. So I like that. This one is one of my all-time favorite layouts. So this is the photo, and then I had got a 12 by 12 printed of this photo, which is this one where, you know, we're here in the corner, so it's kind of this part of the photo. And I had this idea of doing a picture-in-picture kind of layout, and I had it sitting in my stack of things to do or ideas forever. And then one of the 31 days of sketches, someone created a sketch that just really inspired me, and I created this, and it's just one of my favorites. And I really like this idea of having a 12 by 12 photo and then doing something with it. I mean, I had all this space in the sky, and so I think I'm going to do some more 12 by 12 photos and embellish them, because I really enjoy how this one turned out. It's one of my favorites. This one is also one I really love. I guess I love them all, but this is a Mente like chipboard window, and it actually had the grid line to finish the window here, and I cut those out and I put a little thing here so it kind of was like you pulled down the window. But I thought it was a fun way. I printed this one in an 8.5 by 11, and I thought it was a fun way to just to make the layout for that photo. Again, you know, I know it covers the bottom, but they're all just different variations of my husband and I in our wedding dress and suit on the beach. So I took this little collection. This was another cut file from MK's 31 Days of Cut Files. This I think is Stamperia, and I like this You, Me, and the Sea. So I think that one turned out really good, and it's a different way. And like I said, I love this big window from Mente. This is a fun pocket page to put all of the different poses, because again, I got a million of them. And so this pocket page actually folds out. This one it was a calendar, so I put the date on here and some nice little clusters. And I love that this folds out. This is a Becky Higgins pocket page. And then the back side here, again, just more of the photos with some little embellishments and clusters on that. So I like that. This is just a 12 by 12 photo. This is one of my favorite photos. It's of us, just the back of us, and we're looking to the ocean. And since it's one of my favorites, I just printed a 12 by 12, and I didn't do anything with this one. It's just in the layout, and I just really love that. And so next to it, I did do this one where I had us kiss, and so I created the layout for this. So it'll be on the right side. It's beautiful. It's just this kind of underwater scene. I really like how my seaweed goes up the side there. It says the best is yet to come. I like that one. That's just a pretty one. This one was a Scrap-A-Sketch, and I got to use this Happily Ever After title. I don't know how long I've had that. That's been forever. And then these are some Craft a Clock cut aparts. And then this is up on foam, so it adds dimension from this back layout. So I really like that. And again, it's the picture of us with the frame, but it's in black and white. So I thought all these bright colors would kind of play off the black and white photo really nicely. This one, another one of the Graphic 45, and I took the border strips, and then there was a paper that had like these different strips, and I cut them all apart and then rearranged them back. And this has a triangle, so it was a sketch of either 31 Days of Sketches or Scrap-A-Sketch, or even the Follow a Sketch February. So, and then I have some actual charms here with a starfish in the middle of the flowers, which I really like how that turned out. And again, just playing off this black and white photo. This one was a fun layout too. This is actually the same paper front and back. I just cut it in half and then flipped the back side, and it had these fun little like beach houses, and I just thought that was cute. And I did a circular photo, which I don't really do cut out photos often, so I really liked how that looked, and it just created a cluster down here for the photo, and then had this fun little scene up at the top. And I just have this washi tape here because it separates so you don't see the seam where I cut the paper in half. But I like how that turned out, and used up some old little titles and stuff. This one's a fun one. This one, my uncles walked me down the aisle, and so I love this. This is the professional photo with one of them, and then this is like the before photo, and he's, you know, I'm dying laughing. So he's doing something that made me laugh, and because he's my goofy uncle, and I love him so much. But yeah, so something he said or did made me just die laughing, and so I just had to put that photo in here with it. I like this. These are Craft A Clock cut aparts, so I like that's around the photo. Enjoy the journey. This one says husband and wife, but so yeah, I like that page. And then I like the different layered or different patterns of papers just kind of layered in there. So that one turned out really good. And then my other uncle that walked me down the aisle, and I just love him. And these are the professional photo, and then a photo of us being taken. But I just love how this is. I loved this paper, and I didn't know if I would use it because I love it so much, and you don't want to cover it up. So I thought this was perfect. You could have that on either side, and then the photos would be down the middle. And I have this kind of quote unquote neutral paper to play off the really busy paper here. But I love that the seahorse is here, and then these kind of wood elements here with the starfish. Just love him. And then this one's of me and my mommy, and so I cut this out from the Cricut, and the videos and everything are on my channel, and I tell you everything about the layouts. I don't know if this was Paige Evans or a Copa cut file, but I cut it out and I backed it, and the florals are backed with patterns that were from our wedding invitation, and I just love these. I love these photos. And then another photo of my mom and her boyfriend with us. And then this one, I just had this idea of kind of just flying away hearts of all the different patterns. And these are the patterns in the Hobby Lobby paper pad. I like this Surrounded by Love with the palm tree and the gold palm tree. And I have this little Today. Very simple layout with all the patterns, but I like it. Okay. And then this one is my husband and I with his dad. And so this one also, again, I just like mixing all the different patterns. These are little triangles made to look like chevrons, and I just probably used scraps to make it. And then these fun tags here, another just simple layout. I love that this is love. Some more patterns across here. So sweet. And then next to it is this one. This is a picture. The photographer took a picture of us taking a selfie with my father-in-law. So we have this kind of professional photo of us taking a selfie, and then this is the actual selfie. And so this is another one of my favorite layouts because I love that. And then this was a cut file again, I think from 31 Days of Cut Files. I love the brightness of this. This layout is probably the brightest one in the whole album. But it's just such a fun layout, and with this story of the selfie is great. This one is my husband and his brothers and his dad, and so I just love these photos. And I cut out this lobster again from that paper pad. I did some layering of the different pattern papers, which, you know, I love. Just a little banner here with a lobster. It's very simple, but with all the handsome men there. And we start getting into all the family photos. And so, like I said, we had this frame. And so the photographer had my husband and I hold the frame. And then everyone that was at our wedding was in the frame, and I just love that picture. I think that's perfect. And then he had them wear their glasses, because like I said, everyone got glasses for wedding. We made like bags, like welcome bags, and inside was their glasses. And so I just love, and I put one of these flip-flops on here because it's the same photo, but here we are without glasses, and then here we are where everyone has glasses. And so, and then I just created a little cluster here that says just married, and I love it. And then one of these, like, it's supposed to mimic, I forget what those poles are called, but it has, you know, here's to the beach house, here's to the ocean, and then it says family. So I like that. And then I just added some of these up on foam, so there's dimension down there. This one is another fun one. This was the first time I ever did Mixed Media Mayhem, and I used some like texture paste, and I thought that it was white, but it was actually opaque, and so you can't really see it. Like I had planned for you to see white of the coral from the stencil, but I still like it, and you can see it. You can see the texture and everything. And then I put all of these seashells from the Craft a Clock cut aparts, just some words here. And again, this is just some pictures of the immediate family. So I love that. Some more just immediate family. I did a stencil here, and then I outlined the stencil so it pops a little bit more. I used some strips here, some photo strips. I like my little clusters. I like this collection. The color is really pretty. This one is fun. This one I separated some paper. I actually used twine and a button here, which I like. I don't use many buttons on my layouts. I did some texture paste with some brown, so it kind of looks like sand here. And this adds some other fun colors to the wedding album with the reds and the blues. So I like how that turned out. This one's another fun photo with the family. So then now they're holding the photo, and then we're in the frame. And so again, it's the same idea where it's the photo where they're not wearing glasses, and then the photo here where we're all wearing glasses. And then I like how it's a flip flap, and then it just has those beach houses there. And so the photos are actually only in the flip flap, but and then so if you move this, it's just a layout with photos, but because that flip flap is there, I think it looks really cute. And it says our wedding party, because that's what they are. I love it. I really like the flip flaps. And then this one is just another pose of them in their glasses, and so I wanted to highlight it because I think everyone just looks like they're having so much fun. And then I just love us in the frame with the ocean there. It just turned out really cute. Has some clusters here. I like the different patterns, and then I did some stitching down the side. Very cute. This one is one of my best friends and her husband. I love that they came like matching colors. And so this one was a sketch also. And I don't normally like all this white space. And so I fiddled with this layout a lot, but I actually like how it turned out. And I like that it has these pink colors that kind of play off of their outfits, and I did splatters to at least not have this glaring white spots here. But and then how I like how this kind of looks like it attaches. I did some stamping here, so that's a cute layout. I like it. Another one of my best friends at the wedding, I did a bunch of different pattern papers just layered, and then this leaf here was one of the 31 days of cut files, and then these florals were some chipboard elements I had. So I like how that turned out. And then these are all the girls, and so here we are without glasses, and then with glasses. So it's my aunts, my mom, best friends, cousins. So I like that, and I like Mermaid Dreams. I thought this was perfect for all the girls, and it's a fun, festive little layout here, so I like that. This one is a close-up of my girls, and we have our glasses on. Again, I cut these out of the paper. It was a paper that had it in both the corners, but I just love them. So I fussy cut out the corners and then used it for corners of here. And this is a stencil from Scrap-A-Sketch. So I like how that turned out. And then this one is a fun one. This one was a scrap lift. And I loved it because it had a bunch of layers. And so I used my Seaside Greetings collection, which I love, and did all the layers. And I popped some things up on foam. The photos popped up on foam. But I really like how it turned out. It's a good one. And added this twine. And then this one is everyone with their glasses on. And then we can flip it here, and it's just some more poses without glasses. This is another pose with the glasses. So I just like how that incorporated in there. I did some stenciling work here. It's more of a texture. It's not glaringly sticks out. Some clusters here. But yeah, I like how that with the flip flap is very cute. And then this one is the last one, and it's the pictures that say the thank you. We used this pose for the thank you cards that I sent out. This collection, I don't know where this came from. I want to say that it was Michael's, but it could have been Hobby Lobby, but it's a paper pad. And I took apart my paper pads a long time ago, but this is very hard paper to use. It's like shiny. It's almost like it's photo paper. It's very glossy. So I didn't use this one very much in the album, but I mean, I like it. It's just it's a very hard paper to use. And so this will be nice. It's the last layout in the album, and it's just our thank you poses. And so I like how this photo is like inside the paper here that I folded over, because they're double-sided. They're very thick. And I cut out these elements with the Cricut because I don't have anything. They're very hard to match any kind of embellishments with it, since it's this color and it's kind of glossy. But that is the wedding layout, guys. Thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons below. I would love to have you. Thank you for looking at all my layouts for the wedding album. It's been a long time. I don't work on one thing and continually I jump around. So it's nice to get this album finished. But that's it, guys. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.